Hey everyone, happy Monday. It's the start of a new week, but the question I'm asking today is, are we really overlooking Litecoin? Now in today's video, we're going to break it down. We're going to look at some of the recent news around Litecoin and of course some of the news wider afield within the crypto space. So let's get cracking on with it and let's have a look at some of the wider news to begin with. So today's latest news, Coinbase via the SEC, the lawsuit is definitely heating up with the crucial submission date has been set by the judge, which of course is fantastic news, but within the ongoing legal drama, there is still an awful lot of fallout. Now, Judge Failure has issued a scheduling order for the Rule 12C motion for the judgment of the pleadings, and they appreciate the court's prompt attention to this matter. Now, this is a tweet from Circle. Now, this is very interesting because clearly we know that Coinbase have also been a victim of what the SEC are trying to clamp down on, but having key dates around what could happen is good for us, of course, the consumer. Now, key dates to watch out for, Coinbase's deadline is the 4th of August. By this date, Coinbase has to submit its legal arguments, evidence, and supportive documents, which are due upon this date. The next key date is the 11th of August. Now, Amicus Curiae Beliefs supports Coinbase, and the deadline is around that date or on that date, and it cannot exceed 20 pages. So that's going to be a nice light read for us, not like the XRP case indeed. Now, the next date is actually on my birthday, the 3rd of October, the SEC's deadline, and evidently the SEC will present itself in its legal brief outlining its own arguments and evidence against Coinbase. Now, this submission is expected on or before my birthday, the 3rd of October, and it will reveal a regulatory authority stance in this high-stakes battle. And then we're going to run through the last two key dates due by the 10th of October. Now, all interested parties supporting the SEC's case must submit their evidence. And yet again, it is, got to be within 20 pages. The final date, which is very key for us at this point, is the 24th of October, which is Coinbase's right of reply. This is going to be very interesting. It can't be above 15 pages, so it's going to have to be concise. And of course, it's going to be great for us to make some content on the back of it. Now, the SEC is suing Coinbase for selling securities illegally since 2019, and Coinbase have been working as a broker without required registration according to the SEC. Registered brokers must follow safeguard the rules to ensure fairness and safety for its investors. Now, as Coinbase isn't a registered broker, the SEC worries about investor safety, and it's like playing without rules or referees. This is kind of what the SEC are kind of trying to maybe suggest towards Coinbase. So it is going to be very, very interesting to see how this battle really does play out. Now let's move on to the next story. So next year's BRICS summit is to gather more than 5 leaders according to the Russian diplomats. Now Moscow expects the number of participants in the 2024 BRICS summit to be greater than 5 according to a high-ranking Russian diplomat. The statement comes as 5-member organisation prepares to discuss its enlargement in a meeting at the top of this year, with dozens of nations showing interest formally to actually apply to join it. Now, you're probably wondering, what is BRICS? BRICS is an acronym for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And why is it? What are they doing? So it was actually created a long time ago now, in 2001, and we know it's an acronym, and it was coined by Goldman Sachs for Brazil, Russia, India, and China, and of course South Africa was added in 2010. Now, the notion behind the coinage was enabling nations to come collectively to dominate its own growth by 2050. Now, BRICS nations offered a source of foreign expansion for firms and strong returns for institutional investors. Now, this is very interesting. Now, when you fully understand it and you understand what they're trying to do, it's a little bit out there. Now, of course, some of these nations are among the world's fastest growing emerging economies, thanks to low labour costs, favourable demographics, and abundant natural resources. But it's important to note that Goldman Sachs isn't just there for that. They're there for, of course, political alliance, similar to the traditional needs of the EU or a formal trading association. So it's interesting. These countries are clearly very rich in resources. Who is going to add to them, and where is this going to take the world politically? Let's move on to the next story. Now, yesterday we reported that Elon Musk is rumored to be renaming Twitter to X token, and of course, anything Elon related, you saw its token then go. Of course, they have nothing to do with each other, but this is the way that the crypto space works. Now, X token definitely has nothing to do with Elon, but it has shot up over 1,800%. What is wrong with people? I'm moving on to the next story. Now, Ripple's CEO have come out and said that the SEC is creating an absolute mess. Now, Brad Garlinghouse has condemned the United States security regulator over recent comments from its lawyers at the hint of a possible, appeal against its case. Now, on the tweet on the 23rd of July, he tweeted, an important topic has come up about protecting retail. The SEC created this mess by proclaiming it was the cop on the crypto beat when it had no legal jurisdiction. Where has that gotten us? Consumers left holding the bag in bankruptcy court while the SEC holds press conferences. This is very aggressive language, but he's got a blooming point. This is insane. I think everybody has had enough of this case. Let's see how it goes. But Brad, I've got to say, I fully agree with the statement you've made right there. Okay, let's get into it. Litecoin. What is it? We're going to have a look at it. We're going to see why people are getting excited about it and why I am personally buying Litecoin right now. Okay, let's have a look at it. Let's get straight into it. Now, Litecoin operates on a system halving similar to Bitcoin, and it is rumored or alleged to be happening around the 2nd of August this year. That's right, in around a week and a half's time. So people are clearly getting excited about it. And there's articles like this. Is Litecoin on the verge of a new high? With a fresh wave of buying post-halving, Litecoin is potentially showing promising signs of reaching a new peak. And traders and investors are clearly edging their bets towards that. So let's have a look at it. And let's see, what is Litecoin? Let's have a look at it. And of course, let's not fall in love with the hype. Before we do, let's have a quick look at this article. Litecoin is likely to lead the alt season rallying countdown to the halving event. Now, of course, everybody's talking about the Bitcoin halving event being the catalyst for the next bull run. But what about the Litecoin halving? This could potentially be huge. Litecoin whale transactions remain constantly high, less than 10 days away from the event, and Litecoin is likely to kick off an alt season, according to this article. Now, we are going to come back to it, but let's have a look at what it is. Now, over the past years, public interest in cryptocurrencies has fluctuated dramatically, and it has garnered the attention of investors whose interest in cryptocurrency has surged. And of course, a lot of that comes around Bitcoin. Now, since Bitcoin was founded, hundreds of other cryptocurrencies has been forked or created, such as Litecoin, Bitcoin Fork, and all of the other crazy altcoins that are out there. But what are the key takeaways? Bitcoin and Litecoin use different cryptographic algorithms. Bitcoin uses an SHA-256 encryption algorithm, and Litecoin uses an S-script, or in this instance, script. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Litecoin can produce a greater number of coins than Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's market cap remains much higher than Litecoin's. Now, Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency to be introduced in 2009 even. Since then, it has evolved into a novelty, into a conversational commodity, investment, and exchangeable currency, and it relies on decentralized and community computing to power and maintain the validity and security of a centralized database, of course called the blockchain. Now, some of the notable properties around Bitcoin are the proof of work. It uses an SHA-256, and do you know what? It's just got frankly, the amount of users on it. It's the number one in the world in the crypto space. But let's have a look at Litecoin. Litecoin was launched in 2011 by former Google engineer Charlie Lee, who announced the debut of the lighter version of Bitcoin. Now, he posted this on a message on a popular Bitcoin forum, and from its founding, Litecoin was seen as being created in a reaction to Bitcoin's tendency to gravitate towards centralization. Now, for this reason, Litecoin adopts many features of Bitcoin and the developers that felt were working well for Bitcoin in its early stages. Litecoin also has some other aspects of its development that they felt it could be improved upon, and some of Litecoin's notable properties are as followed. The proof of work. Now, Litecoin uses a proof of work, but it relies on access to large amounts of memory rather than centralized processing units, CPUs, or graphic cards, CPUs. Now, it uses an S-script, and Litecoin employs S-script for its hashing function. S-script uses an SHA-256, but it includes a much higher memory requirement for its proof of work. Now, this supposedly decreases the dependability on GPU arithmetic logic units, and thus ASIC mining machines. However, S-script ASIC mining machines were created in 2021, so Litecoin may need to find another solution. But what are the key differences? The most significant difference between Litecoin and Bitcoin are its hashing function. Now, as mentioned earlier in the video, Bitcoin uses an SHA-256, which is processed very quick on ALU graphic processing units. So let's get into it. We've done all the nerdy stuff, but let's have a look at a nice graphic in front of our heads where you can see exactly what is going on. So as you can see above my head, the release dates, we've gone through them, of course, but let's have a look at the total supply. You know, Litecoin has a total supply of 84 million tokens. Bitcoin, 21 million. They're both proof of work, but the usage is very different. Usage for Litecoin is digital money around silver, and usage is not totally different at all, really, is around gold. Privacy, yes. Trackable, yes. The founders are very different, of course, like Satoshi. It's a bit of a play on the words. And the symbol, of course, is different. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The transaction fee, 0.001 Litecoin on average per transaction. And with Bitcoin, it varies as it's due to the load on the blockchain. This final thing that I really want to bring to your attention is something that really raises my eye, the block time. The block time for Litecoin is 2.5 minutes, and the block time for Bitcoin is around 9 to 10 minutes. So I'm telling you, Litecoin, is faster, it's got more tokens, and it's going to cost you less than Bitcoin to transfer? Have a think about it. Let's have a look at the next thing. So if you look at the traditional pricing methods across Litecoin, let's have a look at it. This is the last year of the chart. Now, if you compare this to Bitcoin, they look very, 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 very different, especially when you zoom out across all time. Of course, it's had the two spikes like Bitcoin, but we have not seen that third bounce yet. And is this due to the halving? Now, everybody says when the halving happens with Bitcoin, it's going to fly and you're going to see the next peak upon the chart. Are we about to see that for Litecoin? Because we are days away from the halving. It's an interesting question. And if you follow the Moon Boys, the principles, the content that people are putting out there, they would suggest that is the case. For me, I'm not sure. I'm just sitting back and waiting. And of course, this is never financial advice. But if you are looking to trade, head on over to BitGet. There's a link down below in the comment section in my bio as well. There's loads of rewards on there, over $5,000 worth of rewards just by creating an account, placing trades, and getting involved with it. Full disclosure, I am working with them, so hopefully you do like the services. If you do, let me know in the comments. If you don't, also let me know. Anyway, let's get into today's latest crypto prices. Bitcoin today is at $29,790. In the last 24 hours, that is a decrease of 0.42%. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is at $1,870, down 0.2%. XRP is at 73 cents, down 1.6%, and BNB is at $241, down 0.36%. BGB token is at 45 cents, up 0.27%. And let's have a quick look at our memes. The meme tokens, so we've got Shiba. It's a pretty red day this straight away, isn't it? Shiba is down 0.27%. Doge is down 0.6%, which is interesting. When there's news around Elon, you normally see positive movement around Doge, but we've not seen that today. Pepe is down over 2%. Floki is down over 2.6%. And Bonk is down over 0.2%. Let's have a look at our ranges of which we've been monitoring. This is Bitcoin. The low of the range we're currently monitoring is $29,560, and the top of the range is $31,560. Now, as you can see, in yesterday's video, we predicted that we would test the bottom of this range again, and we are doing that right now. So congratulations to anybody that did make an educated decision and place a trade yesterday. Please make sure you take profits off the table. And remember, I am never giving financial advice on this channel. Now, quickly, on Ethereum, the low of the range is $1,730, and the top of the range is $1,960. And as you can see, as predicted, we could test the area of $1,847 because we have created this huge red candle here, but who knows what today is going to bring. It's a Monday. It's never a good day to trade crypto. So let's sit back and see what happens. Let's have a quick review of crypto bubbles. We knew it's a negative day, but as you can tell, the bubbles never lie. It's very red. Let's have a look at some of the key ones that stand out. MKR is down 6%. Link is down 3.4%. FTT, who is still buying and selling that, is down 4%. ING is down 2.7%. I saw ICP there is down 2.5%. Link is down 3.4%. Now, as you can tell, it's a pretty negative day, but my mood is not negative. I'm feeling nice and positive. I've got some great news coming for you tomorrow around an event that I'm helping to run in Dubai in the second week of August. So if you are around, stay tuned for that, and hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Sorry it's longer, but we had a lot to cover. If you did enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, drop me a comment, and most importantly, let's go.